Happy Tuesday, T Squad. It's me, Keisha, and today we're going to get into a new behind the scenes tea video. So this past Sunday was reunion part 3 for season 16 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and the season is officially over. My review will be up later on today, so make sure you guys tune in for that. But over the weekend, before the reunion part 3 aired, Kenya did another confessionals type video on her YouTube channel where she spilled a lot of tea, y'all. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of tea. Some that left me gaggiana. All right. My girl was not holding back at all and dropping some receipts. First off, let's get into a lot of the things that she had to say about this past season, about some of the lies that were told about her via Portia, and she even goes as far as to expose why she's really not effing with Cynthia. Y'all, let's get into this tea immediately.
Said Drew gave you the information. Also, I love you from the UK. I love you so much. That is from HARUN. Okay, that's one of the things I wanted to clear up. I did not get any information that was shared from Drew. I did not get any information that was shared from any housewife. I did not get any information shared from any friend of the housewives. That is a complete lie. So when I saw that Portia said that on her YouTube live in teasing that a current housewife had given me the information, they did not. I actually called Portia and I was like, Portia, why are you saying that? She was like, no, you did. You told me you got it from Drew. I was like, first of all, I never told you that. I would never tell you that. In fact, I told the world where I got the information from. It was from an investigation. And I have never once in my life said that I got the information from any person that is known on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So it was just very bizarre. I found the whole thing to be very bizarre. And like literally she was fighting me on the phone for like a good 25 minutes saying that, that I did say it to her. I was like, I would have no reason to say it to you because it's completely false and untrue. And the one thing I just thought I was in an alternate universe talking to her because I was like, girl, I have never said that to you. The one thing that you don't have to remember is the truth. If you always tell the truth, you don't have to remember lies. I never said it. I always tell the truth. I never said it. If I say something about someone, I have factual information. 99.999% of the time. And for her to say that I had gotten it from Drew, I was like, where are you getting that from? Like, that is insane. And when I did speak to her personally on the phone, she was like, yeah, you did. You told me that. You told me that. I said, I think Drew has information, but she never gave me any photos or any, anything else that she was claiming that the photos came from Drew. And I said that publicly. And for her to double down on it at the reunion, I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, it's just not true. But she was on the phone telling me, when I spoke to her, that it was true. The one thing about me, I'm going to tell you this right now, and I have said this on air publicly before. I have never been high. I have never been drunk a day in my life. So I have no reason to like say some stuff and then forget that I said it or who I said it to, or I don't lie about people. I have no reason. So, Cynthia, I'm going to be very truthful right now. The reason first of all, she's not telling the truth about the timeline of, well, she's mistaken. I don't want to just say she's not lying. I did reach out to and chatted with her via text messages the day after my salon event. I'm not upset with her for speaking her mind. I think she could have handled it differently, but that's not the reason I have not been speaking to her. I thought Cynthia was my writer, one of my best friends, my confidant, someone that I really love and trusted as a sister. We have been through our ups and downs, our lefts, our rights, whatever. But at the end of the day, I thought she was someone that I would always be able to trust. That's not true. There were some private things that I told her, shared with her, and texted her that she shared with someone else.
You're on YouTube.
Okay, thank you. That she shared with someone else. And that really gutted me because in this world of housewives, and you meet people, you form these relationships. Some are because they're work people. They're cast members that you work with, and some, they become really a part of your village. I trusted her with my daughter. I trusted her with my secrets. I trusted her with a lot of things. And trust me when I tell you this, I have kept her most private moments, her most private secrets to myself, and have never and will never disclose any private information, specifically, speaking about intimate conversations that we've had or text messages that we've had where I'm explaining something in a very intimate way. And I know that she betrayed my trust, and I won't tell you, specifically the people, the why. I know the why. And the why was not for my best interest. It was for hers. And so all this, I haven't spoken to Kenya, all this stuff. Please, just at this point, just please stop talking about me. You can stand on your own. You can say whatever you want to say, but please, I'm just saying, please stop talking about me. What you're saying is not true. And, I just don't want that nonsense in my life anymore. I want genuine people who really are on my team, even if that comes down to 2 people. And one of those people is Brooklyn Daly. I'm okay with that. I think I know who my writers are. And, honestly, she's just not one. So you're saying Miss Lanithia was correct in saying that Miss Bailey, it went too fast. One thing about Nene, I don't know her to be a liar. I don't know her to be a liar. Now, she has been, unhinged at times. She has been, she has, crashed out at times. Living your life on TV and the way that we do is not easy. So I'm just going to tell you that I don't know her to be a liar. And I'm not speaking about when she crashed out about the network and things like that, because I'm not going to speak on that. I don't believe that was, truth in what she was saying in that regard. But when it comes to what she has said about other housewives, I think she has always kind of been right. That's what I think.
I don't know about you guys, but I believe Miss Kenya when she says that she did not tell Portia that Drew gave her that information. I just don't see her being that naive to believe that Portia would keep that secret, and B, for her not to try to throw her under the bus and use that against her. I just don't see that. I really honestly don't. And we've caught Portia in lying from the beginning of time of her being on Atlanta. And one thing that Kenya Moore has never been is a liar. We have never caught her in a lie, lying on somebody, lying on something. She's always been validated in the things that she has said throughout the years. Then as far as the situation with her and Cynthia, I believe her regarding that. We all saw the switch up with Cynthia this season, her becoming so buddy with Portia and backing up Brit and not holding Portia accountable for the F shit that she did this season, nor Brit, but had so much to say about what Kenya did, and I thoroughly believe that she went and told somebody things that her and Kenya had spoken about. And I really honestly believe that person probably 9 times out of 10 was either Portia or Drew. I really do. I don't, like I said, all season, I don't know what's going on with Cynthia, but she was acting totally different this past season, and it really put a bad taste in my mouth. Kenya also had this to say about whether or not she will be returning for season 17 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Someone says, will I be a part of the cast? As of now, no. That could change. I keep hearing a lot of different things. You know, we have been in talks. But as of this moment, it's a no. So I do know that they're adding 2 new housewives to the team. They're adding 2 new housewives, and I think you guys kind of know them both. They're both like known people. One is a business person she's a restaurateur, and the other one is actually, you know how we always say, oh, you know, it's giving Love and Hip Hop. The other one is actually from Love and Hip Hop. So yeah, there's that. There's that. Yandy is not part of it. No, it's not Yandy. She's actually a singer. Ooh, somebody asked, was it K. Michelle? That's a good guess.
It's unfortunate that as of right now, she's not returning for season 17, but like she said, you never know. Filming has not began, and we have seen where even when filming begins, contract negotiations will continue and she could still come on for the season. But I really honestly feel like the reason why it is a no right now is because she want her coins and her respect from the network for how they did her. And I would not lower myself or my standards to just be back on this damn reality show when y'all did me dirty. And I've given y'all years and years and years of my time, my loyalty, my life, you know, to this show, and made y'all millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I get repaid by y'all simply throwing me away at a drop of a hat for somebody that literally had only been working for this network for 5 seconds. So yeah, y'all need to run me my money if y'all want me to come back, and y'all need to pay me my respects. I honestly feel like there needs to be a public apology to Kenya for how they did her. To be honest with you, the only way I would even go back to Atlanta is if I thoroughly needed the money and I got to put my pride aside to get this coin to, you know, take care of me and my child. But if I'm financially stable or wealthy enough to say, fuck y'all, I would do that. Because after the way they did her, I wouldn't want to have anything else to do with Bravo. I really honestly wouldn't. So either, you know, like I said, if she need the money, run me my coin. If she don't need the money, chuck them up the deuce and keep it moving. Because you don't need that type of energy in your life. You don't need people that you work for to be able to disregard you at a drop of a dime. Like, no, absolutely not. No. So I don't blame Kenya. I really honestly don't. And they should run her money, considering that this past season was such a snooze fest after she left. It was obvious that they needed her on this show. She was able to anchor the show during those first 5 episodes. She was moving the ball, bringing people to task, starting conversations. Portia does not know how to do that, even though she's an OG. She does not know how to be able to move the chess pieces across the board. She just simply does not know how. That's not her forte, you know? And if we go into another season with this cast minus Kenya and 2 new people, they gonna need somebody that really can step in and fill Kenya's shoes. If that person is in fact K. Michelle, I think that would be a smart idea. It's a smart idea, and then again it's kind of like, oh, I don't know about this one, because on one hand with K Michelle, she can move the pieces across the chessboard. She knows reality television like she knows how to sing. She knows it very well. She will be the person to bring stuff up, to call people out. She can read, you know what I'm saying? She's funny, she's entertaining. She has no problem sharing details about her life. Now, I don't know really what she got to do with housewives. She ain't never been married or anything like that, but I guess it's the same thing with Kenya. When she joined the show, she had never been married or whatever. I thought that Kay was working on her country, debut. I didn't see her going back to reality television. Maybe she needs the coin. Maybe she just wants to get the exposure for her country album. I don't know what would be the motive for her to do Housewives, but I think that she would bring the entertainment factor back to the show that is needed. And I think that her audience is needed for the show. Now, the negative side of Kay joining the show is, we all know K Michelle get you nuck if you buck. She ain't got no problem throwing something at somebody or trying to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? And the Reeds, honey, a child, I don't even know how that's gonna roll. Now, she did a great job on the Queen's Court, but that was a totally different environment. I think that she's learned how to be a girl's girl in certain instances, but we all know if you cross her, she gonna double cross you. But I do think that she could come in and help anchor this show. I really honestly do. Now, the other person that Kenya was hinting to joining the show, that is a female restaurateur in Atlanta that's somewhat known. I don't even know who that could be off the top of my head. A restaurateur from Atlanta. The only person I could think of is Rashida, but we know it's not Rashida. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's probably somebody, and I'm just not thinking of it, but I don't know who that could be. But we could have the battle of the restaurateurs with this chick and Kelly, you know what I'm saying? So that could be entertaining, but they need somebody that's going to be able to be the captain of this ship, because Portia tried and failed. We need a dominant figure on this show. So if it's not going to be Kenya, I could very well see it being Kay. And I wouldn't be mad about that either. But hopefully, just for selfish reasons, for myself, I would love to see Kenya come back, but I would totally understand if she doesn't. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all think about everything Kenya had to say. Let's talk about it. Please make sure you guys to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know my videos drop. I love you, T Squad, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.